Hello everyone, welcome to Rockshire Gaming. My name is Eric. Today we're going to be doing our fifth and final part to our Masters of the Universe unboxing series for Masters of the Universe, Clash for Eternia, Masters of the Universe board game, however you want to call it, or not stumble through it like I just did, but we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going with it. But anyway, so today we are going to look at a few different things. We're going to look at just the terrain, the 3D terrain that came with Masters of the Universe, the board game, right here, as well as we're going to look at my hopefully favorite part, which is the mat, and we're going to do that part first. So anyway, we're just gonna figure out how to put these in order. We'll put them in order this way, and I'll grab them as such. So, I'm gonna move the mat over here. We're gonna move these three boxes over here, still in sight of both cameras apparently, and still plastic from the last video because I'm literally doing this 30 seconds after. As far as filming goes, don't know when they're coming out, but maybe once a day. But anyway, this is going to be the play mat for it. I believe, unless something changed and I wasn't aware of it, it is a double-sided play mat. So I will show you what both sides look like. So there is side number one of the play mat right there. I don't know if that noise is coming up. It's barely coming up, that noise. Anyway, this is going to be the play mat right here. It does have both the actual board for the board game on it, as well as that other board. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but you have the other board over here. Ironically, on the camera, it's brighter than the way I'm looking at it on in real life. But I do have two giant bright lights here that are kind of blinding me a little bit. So there's that. Again, like I said, this board is double-sided. So, and I probably should have had this in the part 3 video, but if you flip this over, then I'll turn the whole thing around. If you owned, or not, but if you own the Assault on Castle Grayskull expansion, you can then use this side right here to do that scenario without necessarily having to get out the tiles or the giant castle for that scenario. What I do not like is the fact that this is curling up over here because it has been in that box for months as it's on its way over here from China, and it is curling on the edges. If I knew I was doing a Castle Grayskull game, I would make sure to roll it the other way before doing that scenario if I was just going to use the mat. But we do own, again, the Assault on Castle Grayskull pieces here, and I also own, and I should have kept it out, but we also own the actual castle for this, so we don't necessarily need that. But we're going to flip it back onto this side as we now, this will probably be the shortest video, I'd assume. We're going to go through the packs. So this is going to be the 3D Ruins set, so we're going to go ahead and open that up. Unfortunately, no plastic to throw in this one. So this one, the contents are going to be 4 Hex Ruins, 2 5 Hex Ruins, 2 7 Hex Ruins, and 1 10 Hex Ruin. So there is all those. Now, one of the things I do appreciate from looking at videos and stuff online is that these are all, I believe, different colors. So they're going to be a little bit easier, not necessarily to paint them, but they are going to be different colors on the board. So there is that. So there is an example of the ruins, and they are actually pretty detailed. You can see, I don't know if you can see it in there, but you can see that there's like flowers and other stuff inside there. So they actually had some pretty good detail. There's the walls right there. So let's see how they measure up. So if I was going to put this here, and it does for the most part, looking at it from over here, it does fit inside the scenario like it should. So that's a good thing. And it's one of the things I think I was concerned about with Castle Grayskull with looking at the tiles, was that the tiles didn't really, the castle was, I think, slightly smaller, the base of the castle, to the, it was a little bit smaller compared to the tile version. So we'll get this on the board at some point, and you guys can look for yourselves, but it shouldn't be too much of a issue. But that is what these. That's the 10 one right here. That's what these look like here. So that one's a little bit different. That's probably not going to matter whatsoever. But yeah, you can definitely tell that it's not 100% on some of them, but that's actually okay. Yeah, that's gonna be okay because, like I said, you're not. As long as like the characters and everything fit where they're supposed to, which they should. I think they designed these to be able to accommodate better the figures on the board, because I know that was an issue during their playtesting. But yeah, these, we'll leave these out while we're doing this. So I'm not going to get all of them out because that would just be chaos. But the next thing we're going to look at here is the 3D Rock set. So again, I think these were exclusive to the Kickstarter. I don't think you can buy these separately. I wasn't going to get these. I decided very last minute to get these when I was finishing up my pledge manager. I think when I did the original pledge, I got, those are nice little purple color. There's that. Put that up there. It's like a purplish pink color on those. Camera's having a little bit of a hard time focusing in on what I'm trying to show it. There we go. But yeah, like I said, I wasn't going to get the 3D terrain. I also wasn't even going to get the 3D Castle Grayskull. I was actually just going to get, I think my entire pledge I did was just for the stuff, like the game components. It wasn't for anything extra. So it was just all gameplay stuff. But I'm actually glad that I do have these because they do give a sense of scale to the game that I think later on, especially with the walls here, I feel like I would be complaining later on that it would be lacking. But this is how everything looks on the mat, and the main reason I'm showing it on the mat and not like getting out the boards is because I very much of a fan of like the neoprene mats. So this is probably going to be how I primarily play, or what I use primarily to play the game. I'm going to be quite honest with you. So that is going to be the rock set and how they look on the board. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and look at the last pack, which is the 3D nature set. I think this one has the water and the swamp tiles on it. I think that's the 4 sets. Unfortunately, they do not, and they will not have. Now that they're not going to have like frost walls or anything like that. Although I'm sure if I actually wanted to, I can go online and find 3D print files for that and give them to James, and he can print those. So, all right. So this is the main swamp tiles right here. Come on. Oh, there it is. There's a grip right there. Come on. Yep, those are actually in there pretty good. So there are swamp tiles right here, and they do have holes in the center of some of them right there. And this is a bigger piece right there. So this is just the water. So this is the lake. There's some scenarios that talk about a lake in there. So there's the lake tile right there, the only blue tile on the board. And then we've got this bigger green tile right here. I don't know how hexes work. That would never go there because that would just block the whole thing. But there is that. Then we've got this pack of stuff in here, and I think there's instructions on the back of the nature set right here for how to put the plants together. We're not going to go ahead and put all the plants together because, I think though each individual plant comes in its own package. Yeah, that's that. But we'll see here in just a second as I attempt to open a Ziploc baggie. Let's see here. Yeah, so these are definitely some Eternian plants here. So they take this one, and where is it? So it's that side right there. So basically, if you have a 4-leaf piece there. These are actually very, I'm not realizing I'm not putting on the camera. If you put these in there, then they want you to take a 3 and also put it in that way. So that way your plant looks like this. And then once you do all of that, yeah, because that one will look like that. That one. Let's finish this out. It looks like I can probably take these apart later if I needed to. And then like that. So that is what your Eternian plants look like in these swamp tiles. And as I said, they go right in. I don't tell you which plant to put them in. I guess you can put them in whichever one you wanted to. But they go in right like that. So that is what that is going to look like when you're done. Now, you can position them however you want. I would probably position them like in this one here. Just because of how it is, I'd probably put it to where it's kind of facing away from the center, just so that way you can still get someone in that center tile right there if need be, depending on the scenario. But that's just like, let's say, a little extra flair, and these actually come out pretty good. There's not like a grip on them, so that way they can't pop out easily after you're done playing the game. And then once you're done, you kind of just throw them in there or put them back in their bag. Let's see, how easy do you remove yourself? Come on. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Come on. Try not to break something on the camera. All right, I'm not going to fight that one. But yeah, that is... I said I wasn't going to fight that one. All right, I'm definitely not gonna fight that thing. That one's on. So you can attempt to remove the plants if you want to. If you don't want to, break them. They are very thin, so I would be careful with that. But again, that's basically the 3D terrain pack. This is gonna be less than 12 minutes once I edit. But yeah, this is gonna be the 3D terrain pack with the mat. Best part for me is the mat. I'm a sucker for the neoprene mat. The only thing I bought in like I'm not even going to go into it. I've got the mat for multiple mats for Crisis Protocol. I've got I'm going to have multiple mats for Marvel United soon, plus mats for other games. So like I said, the neoprene mat is the big thing for me. I'm not 100% on the double-sidedness yet. We'll see. And the fact that it does going to curl, it's going to curl regardless. But the fact that one side is going to be obviously curled when you're playing, if you're playing with the Castle Grayskull side. Yeah, there's that. I do love. My favorite is going to be the ruins. There, although these 3D plants are actually pretty nice. So I'm torn as to what I do and do not like on this. So yeah, those are actually pretty cool plants, different various textures and whatnot. So I do wish this actually said which one they went on to. But they don't. So there's that. Anyway, this is this video. So this is part 5 of the Masters of the Universe unboxing series. Unboxing every single thing in the game. Total time is over 2 hours, in all honesty, for this. So again, this is why I did put the poll up, trying to gauge people's whatever. But basically, the way we did this, this whole series is going to be over 2 hours long. So most boring movie ever, in all honesty. But I do thank you guys if you did watch all the way through this series. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, all that stuff, and we will hopefully be doing this soon. It'll probably be after the White Death campaign is over, when I can actually sit down and read through the rulebook for this. But we'll see. We'll see if we can get some stuff before that campaign's over, so that way this isn't just like sitting around. For all you guys that are still waiting for your boxes to come in, solidarity. This should, as far as I know, this was supposed to be here in March. It came middle of April. I know some people are still waiting for their pledges as of right now. So I feel for you guys who have not gotten yours yet. um, but yeah, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say on that. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in the next video.